The old Firewatch is back again.
Are we gonna burn some watches? Is this what it's about?
There's burning involved. It's not to do with you necessarily.
Like emotional burning or
There's
burning?
all kinds of burning. So before we start, tell the people what exactly you think this game is, just out of curiosity.
God, where did I see it before? I think it was on Rock Paper Shotgun, a
Yeah.
gaming site, and I sent you the article.
Mm-hmm.
And they just said it was you were a forest ranger, wandering about and doing various duties that fire rangers would do. And they showed the graphics and it was going to be very pretty, but they didn't hint at the game at the story so much. So even before that element came in, I was very excited because you got to wander around in a pretty forest.
Right.
So
All right. Well, they've got you covered on most of the stuff you said, so good. It's just always fun to see the before and after, to like hear what your perspective is before it, and then having played it, then what you thought it was. It's cool to be able to see that again. So yeah, Lynn's gonna play through Firewatch. Again, I've already played it myself. I'm gonna not spoil it for her and just sort of tag along and talk through it with her. And
just
if
gonna
there's
make
any,
sure the subtitles are on.
yeah, they should all
Oh,
be
they
set
are.
the way I left them.
Yeah.
I think everything should be good to go. I don't think I've touched this since I finished the stream last time. But it's cool to see it played through a second time from a different perspective, and I'm very curious to hear Lynn's perspective on the ending and stuff, so should be fun.
I actually went on Steam on the screenshots thing for this game, and some of them are freaking stunning.
Yeah, there's very
So
pretty
just
stuff.
to look at it, and I did the same with strangely enough, Dragon Cancer. There's some really lovely screenshots in
Right.
that too, which is bizarre to say, but
Yeah, I haven't been brave enough to stream that one.
it's rough. It's rough. I don't
Um,
think you should stream it. I think it's something
yeah,
you have
so
to
you gotta play it
experience on your
yourself.
own. Yeah.
I should warn everybody, and Lynn, you as well, the beginning of this game is quite emotional, so if you're worried about that at all, just be aware.
Okay. Am I gonna erase your game
It
now?
doesn't matter if you did, there's nothing to erase, just new game it.
Okay. Oh, I can
There
do
you
it now, Tion. There you go. Sounds like a restaurant. Panic Inc. Sounds like something from Monsters Inc. Okay. You see Julia. Oh, okay. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grade students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. So this is like choosing your story, but there's only one choice.
Yeah, well, it's just sort of advancing it
Oh,
for the
right.
moment.
You are drunk. So, so what's your, major? You're pretty. Major is a college thing, is that we don't have that at home.
Yeah,
It's like
major
which-
is like what you, is your specification, your specialty, what you want to study specifically.
Okay, that's pretty lame, but it's better than stuttering you're pretty, I guess, so. You slur the word major, crap. And it smells like Coors. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Oh. Cool, you reply. What's yours, she says. She sniffs the air. Toxology?
Toxicology.
Toxicology? She's got a mouth on her. Was that a burn, you ask? She says, definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks you if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you're Julia's boyfriend. Damn, she
Yay.
moves quick.
So,
I'm assuming that would happen either way you picked. Backpack? Backpack. Okay, it's giving me...
yeah, it thinks you're using the 360 controller because it's plugged in. I guess
Well-
I'll unplug it and see if it changes.
Do you want to risk that? I could just go into settings and change it to keyboard.
Yeah, do that. I've already unplugged it and it didn't change, so.
Controls,
There you go.
gamepad, keyboard. Is that all there is?
Should be good to go. Just hit escape.
Okay.
I didn't know you knew that you could do that, actually. It was kind of funny, because you don't always get that option.
Oh, that's easier. Right click to use objects. Can I use this?
Little do you know, the objects that you use end up using you.
Oh shit. Press buttons, press buttons, press buttons, 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 buttons. No? Okay, I guess I gotta use this. Oh god, it's going through the wall. Okay. This is safe. This is the start of a horror movie. Can you zoom? I don't know how to zoom.
I think there is a zoom button, but I don't remember what it is. Lynn and I watched The Descent last night. She
It was
seemed to
really
like
good.
Yeah. Really good horror movie. If you haven't heard of The Descent, go check it out.
I'm a big horror fan, and I was impressed, especially for a modern horror, because a lot of modern horrors are rubbish, in my opinion.
Chat, does the audio level sound okay to you guys? We want it to be fairly quiet, but not so quiet that you can't tell it's there.
I'm gonna be a pain and look at everything, because that's what I do.
Most people would prefer it to play that way, I think.
As opposed to rush, quick!
Yeah, no lion strats here.
Okay, it's all pretty basic. I'm assuming this is a run. No, it's not. Okay. I assumed wrong. Is that my truck? Ooh, it's... the future is orange. Ooh. That's a nice
Sadly,
light
they
work.
don't particularly reward you very much for looking around places like this, at least at the beginning.
That is some golly rays.
Mm-hmm. Anything could be out there.
Where's my shadow? I'm a vampire.
Yeah, they got pre-baked dynamic shadows, and they can't seem to add your own. They do later, so I'm not sure why they don't do it here.
Maybe they didn't think anyone would walk up there. I'm just nitpicking. Alrighty. I much prefer to be out there than here.
Rumble Muffin said, "Look at everything. You're the perfect woman for Nick."
Yeah. Okay. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. Okay. That could mean a lot of things. You move in, you share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beer out on the deck. You drink yours about anywhere. It sounds good. Julie wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. Okay. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass.
I thought badass was one word.
It is.
Oh, okay.
To me, it is.
It has a bad ass. Its ass is broken.
Oh dear. You pick up the beagle and she names him Bucket. You adopt the shepherd and name him Mayhem. Those are two awful names.
You don't want the German Shepherd with the broken ass?
If you get an apartment, you should probably have a smaller dog, because it's not fair to keep a massive German Shepherd in an apartment. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him, you love him too. (1979). You walk out on the deck, it's summer, 9:30 p.m. and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Oh, run away. Kids, they're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have a couple little idiots. Where's the big no button? I mean, I guess I'm playing as this guy as opposed to what he should interpret, he would think, so...
Well, play it the way you would play it, I suppose.
No. She looks away towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. Oh, she's worried about our biological clock. It's like there's a demand to... Women's time is constantly running out.
It's funny. The women put it on themselves, and it seems like their mothers also tend to guilt them over it too.
Yeah. Thankfully, mine doesn't. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. Ooh, that's weird. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? That's a creepy thing.
Ovaries didn't get the memo.
Okay, one day. 6 months later, you get engaged lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Ah.
I thought that was so sweet, actually.
It is.
I mean, there's the way you expect it to be, and then there's the way that it actually fits for you as a person. And I think it's so much more significant and relevant to do it the way that fits you, rather than try to adhere to what society expects.
Uh-huh.
I sound like a year one essay right now, like for college.
Okay. There's a weird, like, I can't place it. There's a weird overlay to everything. It's like slightly fuzzy or...
It's supposed to look a little foggy, if that's what you mean.
Right, yeah. Look at this dude. He's
Is that
terrifying.
his mouth, or does he have a mustache?
It's a mouth. He's a really, really big chin and he's smiling like he's gonna
mouth
kill you with
green?
that shovel. Well, it's white.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. You're right. I think my eyes
Don't
are
start forest fires or I'll hit you with this shovel.
my eyes are pulling the color from the tree behind him somehow.
That's weird. I can't even comprehend having to place all these freaking rocks. It's like
They're not mostly placed. They're
like tiles kind of thing.
they're on a texture, and I believe there's a couple that have actual depth.
That's not how rocks work.
Since you can't duck, you can't really see if there's depth. But I'm pretty sure that most of them are just part of a texture that gets applied, sort of like a spray
But they
paint.
all had to be, you know, drawn or whatever.
Yeah, they had to be
created.
drawn once.
It's like, I need 50 different types of rock, Jim. Very chill. Do I have a shadow?
Yeah, you do. It's actually really
Oh, I have feet.
fuzzy.
Woo!
Why is the shadow so fuzzy? I thought it was actually a sharp shadow when I played it.
Maybe it's where we are. Although everything else is sharp. I need to fix my belt.
I wonder if that was like a patch that they did, because I know there were a few animations
shadow
that the
patch.
shadow broke when you did them.
Do not forget to check in. No fireworks, that's fair enough. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. With a hard paw. Aw, before they rip your face off. What is that?
Thoroughfare Trail
Oh,
is
I
not
couldn't read
recommended
that.
for inexperienced hikers. You remember when we went hiking, right? How there's a little box that you sign in on when you come in to make sure that if you get lost, that someone might eventually find that you never checked out.
I just couldn't read
Thoroughfare, yeah. It's like a through
They look tropical, don't they?
way of trail.
Can I... Okay, where am I? 2 forks. 4 candles. It's Thunder Canyon.
It's
Let's go there.
marked, I believe, somewhere on
Yeah, we're
here.
there.
Oh, yeah, okay, you found it already.
Ruby River. Beartooth Point. Let's stay away from there. Okay.
So you will eventually
Do
explore
I need
all
my
that.
backpack?
You're wearing it already, I'm pretty sure.
Who was this? Hat. I got a hat. Can I wear the hat?
Hit right click, or put on.
No, that's examine.
Yeah, if you want to turn it and look
Put on
around
E.
it.
Hold E. Put on the hat. Oh yeah.
Cool. I don't think I saw that in my playthrough, or maybe it wasn't there.
That is some nice shadow. Look at it. Yeah, I must have my backpack on. Okay, let's go.
It's funny getting to see it now that it's been out for a few months, and like any changes they made will be in yours that weren't in mine.
Okay.
His trousers over his stomach, maybe he's doing a chub and tuck. He's not that chubby though.
No, that's his backpack thingy, the first one, and then his belt is underneath his...
Yeah, you're right, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Chat, you got that one wrong, and I believe you.
Oh my god, I'm blind. 1980, is it, what, a year later? It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call, you're worried and getting angrier by the minute. That's 2 very strong emotions. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You ignore her, you get mad. Neither of those is a good option.
I took issue with this too, but you kind of have to just go along with the writing.
I don't want to get mad. That's not going to help anything. You don't touch each other at all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry. You weren't angry. And ask her about her evening. She said it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work.
I feel like those two concepts are at odds with each other. Like, if they're going to force you down a path, then they need to give you an option that lets you actually pick what you want to say.
Well, that's the thing. You're going along with the character to a certain extent, so they're going to be pissed off no matter what, you know. But you have to pick which way he's going to react to that.
Yeah, but they're trying to tell the story for you, and yet they're asking for your input on it, whereas it doesn't really feel like it's
They still have
much.
a direction they want to go in, so I don't know if this was necessary.
Yeah.
Just tell us the story. Because do these... I won't ask.
They
She still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. That's cute. Oh, you got a Frolic. Frolicing's the best. Very nice.
Very nice.
That's much more fun.
Colors are so pretty.
Ooh.
Isn't that just the best?
It kind of looks like it's already on fire, though. It's kind of scary.
No, it's not. It's just pretty.
Oh, that looks like a freaking death ball.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a tank spike, actually.
Death
Those
tree.
things that stop tanks from coming in off
Yeah,
like
they do a lot.
Normandy Beach.
Yeah. I just see the violence and everything. Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay? I'm a little off to the side of the mic, but I'm trying to project a bit
Well,
more.
show your face in here then.
Oh, okay. I'll just shove my face in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Here I am.
Hi.
Hi.
Two forests. Two forks.
4 candles.
Mm-hmm. Spacebar to climb. Let me go.
Team Lynn and Team Nick. You're making people pick between us? Don't do that.
That's what people do. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking bucket at night. Just like a bucket tied to a string. It's those two again.
Track the
Yeah.
bucket behind you until it
I
fills
can't
with
believe
dirt.
they're still together because it's obviously they're not getting along. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Oh, damn tourists. Bucket gets kicked. I'm not gonna read that. Julie gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. You scare him away, you beat his goddamn face in. I think it's better to just scare him away. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse. (1984). Plans to have kids get waylaid by work and the fact that you don't want to have kids. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. You selfish prick. Convince her not to take the job. Agree to commute. Agree if she commutes back and forth. I mean, I don't agree with either of these either.
Yeah, I felt very stressed by this question
But
also.
you don't convince someone not to take it. That's
I know.
so selfish.
It also hit too close to home for me because I had a similar situation kind of actually happen in my life,
Yeah.
and there was no right answer to that either. Which,
Well, there probably isn't, so
yeah.
I guess that makes sense too. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She'll say that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Was that like once every 3 months or something?
Each semester would be, something like that, 3 or 4 months.
Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. Okay, so she's not well. She's found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it. Yeah, that's not the healthy solution. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She's 41. You both decide to keep her a secret from now. Okay. Okay, can I move or am I sitting?
You're stuck on the ground. You're just meant to look at the journal.
Okay.
Thank you so much, iBenji93, for the 5 months resubscription. Glad to have you guys. Let's drop the rock yahas, please.
Okay.
This is for you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
He closed it immediately. Just to point out, he's still wearing his wedding ring there. Bucket is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice that he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to university. That's a weird thing there.
The writing is just kind of odd. Like, there's a couple moments where it seems like the grammar actually confuses me a bit.
Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason. It has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn child little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into a panic believing her dad is at the door. Jesus. You tell her family they are crushed and begin to make trips to and from her home in Australia to visit her. Their home in Australia to visit her. For a while your friends come by and little things to brighten the... For a while your friends come by with little things to brighten her day. The day she gets worse. So they're in America, she's from Australia. When did they meet then? This is like over 10 years?
Well, her parents are from Australia. She's originally Australian, but she was living in America, going to school at that...
They met in what, 79?
In Boulder, Colorado. It was 75, I think.
Right. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It suits you. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. You determine to take care of her by yourself.
I remember when I got to this point in my stream of this, I think I talked over this point for probably a good 5 or 6 minutes.
There's no good solution to this.
Yeah. They're putting you in dilemma
this
after
is really
dilemma.
Rough.
I know, it's just a really emotional start to the game. It is actually relevant, though. But some of this stuff is just really hard to even think about.
I do not think about this kind of thing. Say if my parents get old, one of my parents get older or whatever, I don't like to think about it because it's just a horrifying decision to have to make, and neither one is going to make you feel good.
There's sort of a point to it, though, where it is, as a piece of art, activating a piece of you that feels very vulnerable that you probably didn't even realize how vulnerable it is. So in that way, I think it is quite effective.
I mean, it's a whole variety of things, because if you're better to take care of her, if you're well forced, if you have all the facilities, but
they don't give us enough information to make a proper educated decision about what the proper answer
if the care home is no good, then that'll just make her worse. But if it's...
What they're really after here is kind of like your own personal, like what you would do if you were being selfish kind of an answer.
Well, you'd pick the facility if you're being selfish.
Yeah.
I think the age I'm now, I wouldn't be emotionally strong enough to take care of someone like that, so I choose that. I think I know myself I wouldn't be strong enough.
I feel like it's really not fair to ask the player to make that decision with as little info as we're given, just because of the dilemma it puts you in.
You see, a lot of players wouldn't think of it as... overthink it as much as some people would,
True.
you know? It's just like...
Yeah, that's true.
It's a decision one or the other. They wouldn't, like, you know, put as much thought into it as others would, so... You don't want to put too much detail, or you're just going to isolate other more casual players, so...
I guess I just feel like if you're going to get into a topic that heavy, you've got to come at it from the exact right angle. And they're close. They're not totally off.
Yeah. Is this the thing I jumped down from?
Yeah. Yeah, you're meant to go the other way.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to, like, really nitpick the game that much. It's just I personally had to really think over that decision way more than I think most people probably wanted to.
I try not to overthink it because I'll just get into personal stuff too much,
Yeah.
and I'll start to make myself upset.
Yeah, I did that. I was actually kind of almost in tears by the end of the intro to this.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Oh. Too busy looking at chat and I fell on my ass. Deer! Hello. Or stag, rather.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
A weird jump.
He's frolicking. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move over there. You see her every day, then every other day. Okay.
I saw where this was going, like, right away, too.
You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. Right, so you're making yourself isolated.
Yeah.
There's not...
This is so depressing.
You gotta have better friends than that.
You'd think they'd be more mature, too, considering how serious the situation is.
You're amazed that many adults aren't that mature.
I know.
Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You always really like Susan. No. Behave yourself. Months go by, Bucket dies. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. Doesn't he already have a job?
They
don't seem to...
I'm not really sure what he's doing right now.
Maybe he quit his job to look after?
Maybe.
You take it.
I feel like they were trying a little too hard to make an really thought-provoking intro that wasn't completely necessary, because ultimately what this was is just sort of out-of-sequence way of them getting you to where you're trying to go.
It's a bit rushed for the amount of shit that went down there. I mean, I get it. You're trying to hit the player over the head with emotion, but, like...
Well, it was certainly
subtlety
impactful.
Can be good, too.
I mean, it gets your attention. It makes you go, oh, shit, like, this is pretty serious. And in a way, that is necessary to put you in the frame of mind of the character who is then going to be receiving a bunch of info in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have that slant on your own mind as you're looking at it.
Can you turn up the sound in my headphones just
Yeah.
a teeny tiny bit?
Oh, was that a lot?
That's alright.
Too much?
No, that's fine. What did it say? Enter the watchtower, I suppose?
Yeah.
I just want to look around first.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'd love to get into, like really breaking down the nitty-gritty of my decisions about the intro and stuff, but I want to wait until Lynn's seen the whole game first.
I don't even think I'd... Some weird colors happen here. Whenever
Yeah,
I move,
you're
it goes
like
blue.
right on the threshold of something shader-wise.
The whole reason I wanted to play this in the first place is because it looked pretty. I didn't expect all that shit. Ooh. Locked box. Alrighty. It has my hat symbol. I'm a superhero.
It's important to understand there was no right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And I'm not even saying that it's necessarily bad. I just think there's some nuance that was missing or done slightly wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I suppose... Ooh. Nice.
And in a way, they kind of did a good thing by making you feel what they made you feel, because it makes you open and vulnerable as the player of the game, which then lets you receive some of the other information more readily. It's a way of forcing you to roleplay as Henry, without even meaning to or intending to. You know, provided you actually took it seriously through the intro. And I guess weeding out a bunch of people who didn't take it seriously. Game's not certainly for everyone.
It's a birdhouse.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that before. Cool.
I'm lost already.
Well, you just need to find the watchtower. You can't lose that.
No, you just watch me.
You won't lose the watchtower. Who watches the watchtower?
Well, me, apparently, but...
There you go. And do your job.
I would have been fine wandering around a forest without all this heavy emotional shit. Generic Xbree 3000. My fave. Oh, it's the terrifying man. Ah! No! Drop it!
You don't want to examine him?
No! I've had enough.
Okay.
Ooh, tool bug.
Yeah, it's like a butterfly that...
That's not how bugs work. Oh. Oh my god, he disappeared. Run.
I think what that was supposed to be, it's just the butterfly that you see during the day, but it doesn't have an adaptation for when it's night, so it just, you get the unlit butterfly.
Glowing butterfly. There's red glowing up here. That can't be good. Okay. Top over what? Why?
The beam, if you want to walk in the center. It's just letting you know it's a context-sensitive command.
Ooh. That nearly looks like a 2D set drop. The mountains.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works, actually.
Like in a
I'll have to show you how
play.
skyboxes work one time.
Skybox. I seen something there.
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
thoroughfare
it's
lookout.
oh, someone else. Hello. Okay. I hope this dude doesn't have vertigo. Because I do.
He's mostly surprisingly well adjusted despite
Well, I
the
guess if
situation.
you're doing this, then you'd have to not have vertigo. It's gonna have a bad time.
Well, he's well adjusted in some ways, not always.
Sure, who isn't always? Okay. There's no damn door on this thing.
No, there is. You just walk by it immediately.
Oh, did I?
It was right when you walked up the stairs.
Oops. And they put those there so I can't fall down the stairs and hurt myself.
Yeah, this isn't really a game where you can, like, die.
That's my kind of game.
You walk by it again.
What? Oh, there it is. Jesus. I am observant. Okay, door. Turn on the power. Jesus, that was aggressive. I hate that switch.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Ah. Hello.
Who that is?
Dahlia? Is that what it said?
Two Forks
No,
Tower,
Delilah.
this is Thoroughfare
Delilah.
Tower. Come in.
Hold shift to activate radio. Okay.
Then select, there you go.
Hello?
Then release it.
Hello?
Oh, Jesus, that's
Whoever this
complicated.
is.
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
What?
People
That's
take
rude.
this job to get away from something.
Wow.
So what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go
Rude.
ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I
Rude?
sleep forever?
There's pine cones everywhere.
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
What?
You only get a short amount of time to
Oh,
select.
Jesus. That one.
Okay, you're probably out here because nobody back home can stand you. Which, after this brief introduction, is not a big shock.
Ouch. I'll chalk that up to you being tired and grumpy.
Nope.
Well, I'd better get some sleep then.
One sec.
Ugh.
Now it's my turn.
Go away.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but 9 times out of 10,
Let's keep it that way.
folks out here simply got dumped.
Huh, is that it?
Close?
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to the job.
I don't like you. Oh. Jesus. Doom. Day one.